As you can see, my workstation here is absolutely in pieces. So I'm gonna get my roll put back up. I'm gonna get cleaned up, and we're gonna dial in an API 2500 plus for a parallel drum smasher. Let's go. I'm here in Pro Tools, ready to dial up a API 2500 bus compressor. So this is a single from a band called Freewarn. It's called Go It Alone. It's actually a Beck cover. So I can go ahead and play around with these drums. We can listen to some of the album stems with the kit, and I can show you guys exactly what I'm doing on this API 2500. So I bypassed my crush group, my kick and snare compressor, and I'm just going through my regular kit group. This is my Warm Audio bus compressor down here, and you can see kind of the settings I've got, and you'll be able to see like where in gain reduction I'm hitting on that. So I'll go ahead and hit play, let you guys kind of hear what we've got going on. I'll go ahead and throw in some of the bass and some of these other stems. So here is the drums with the tracks. So as you can hear, the drums they're there, but lacking a little bit of punch. A little bit of punch and a little extra like smack that you would need in a mix like this in order to get those shells to really crush through. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all of my parallel groups down. All you're gonna hear is the regular drum set. My API, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it in, and then it is bypassed right now, and the threshold is pulled all the way back. It's essentially just an exact copy of what's going to my main drum bus. The only difference is I pulled back, I'll show you here, I pulled back the cymbal level, and I've pulled back the rooms level a little tiny bit, just to have a little bit more shell focused on the smash. I'll mute my main, I'll bring up only my parallel, and then I'll go ahead and engage this API and let you guys kind of hear what I'm going for in a kit smash. So with this, I'm trying to add more punch instead of more sustain. So I'm gonna dial it up to add more punch. So here we go, I'll go ahead and hit play. I'll go ahead and get this API rocking, and I'll show you guys and let you hear what I'm looking for in a drum smash. Here we go. All right, same vibe. I'm not gonna look at this threshold knob when I'm turning it. I'm just gonna use my ears to tell me when to stop. Right there. I don't know how much gain reduction I've got going on, but I love that pump and stick and smack and slap it's adding to all those extra shells. We'll go over settings really quick. My attack is set to 10 milliseconds. I'm at 10 to 1 because I want to absolutely crush these drums. My release is set to 50 milliseconds, as fast as it can go. Tone, hard knee, medium, and feed forward mode. My link control here is set completely unlinked, so the left and the right are completely independent of each other. The blend circuit right now is completely disengaged, and I've got 3 dB of manual makeup gain. So here's that again. Pretty slappy. It's smacking pretty hard. I'll go ahead and pull this back, and I'm gonna go ahead and blend this into my original drums, and then we're gonna add that clairphonic in there in order to get some really good high end happening and really good excitement in those transients. Let's rock. So that's our kit without the parallel. I'll go ahead and mute that in and out real quick. You can just hear that smack. You can hear how much punch and energy that's adding to the kit. Just for kicks, I'll go ahead and let you guys hear that API bypass in and out, just so you can kind of hear the before and the after on the drums. I'll go ahead and put the label on the screen, that way you guys know when it's bypassed. You can hear that. That's pretty stupid. And just for kicks, we'll bypass both of the drum compressors in and out. That way you guys can hear kind of how they're working together. Here we go. So there you go. You can definitely hear all that excitement, all that sustain, all that extra like length in the cymbals I'm getting, all that extra just punch and aggressiveness from the shells that I'm getting. All right, so let's go ahead and dial in the clairphonic. I'm gonna start cushioning some of this high end into this parallel, and you'll hear these transients and the cymbals and everything just come to life. Here we go, to the clairphonic. Pretty rocking. So I'll go ahead and I'll bypass this API up here at the top. That way you guys can hear what that API and that clairphonic combo is adding to the drum set. Rocking. Let's go ahead and check it out with the rest of the stems in there. Go ahead and cover the kick and snare. So this guy is in here just to add some glue and like some push and pull in that center channel between the kick drum and the snare drum. So when they're hitting, I want this compressor to be pulling back as the next one's coming in. So it adds this like density and this like extra movement between the kick and the snare and the center channel. So we'll go ahead and I'll leave this pulled up on the screen right now so you guys can see this, and then I'll unmute this and start kind of creaming this in. But again, it's only kick and snare. They're being sent at even volume, post fader to this one as well. So check this out. I'll go ahead and let you guys hear kind of what that's doing on its own. That way you guys can just get a feel for that. We'll go ahead and just solo out the drums and just that kick and snare compressor. Here we go. And all that cymbal bleed you're hearing, that's because those are real drums. I'm not leaning too heavy on the samples. You can hear that much bleed coming through with the kick and the snare. Keep your drums real, you know, reinforce them where they need it, but don't get rid of any of that like bloom and beauty and then like bleed that makes your drum set sound huge. So when you start killing all that, neutering it, your drums just sound small. Don't neuter your drums. Go ahead and I'll mute these parallels and I'll just bring them in one at a time. You guys can hear what it's doing to the drums. Going with everything, I'll go ahead and kick in some vocals as well. And there you guys go. So that's how I'm using the API 2500 here in my mixes to add extra smack and punch to my drums in dense rock mixes whenever I need that little extra something to just push them over the edge. Thank you guys for watching.